What if instead of investing in companies, you can invest in people? Well, Sam Lessin, former Facebook VP, is trying to do just that. What's up, everyone? I'm Branton Schreiner, and I'm here to help emerging real estate investors keep a pulse on real estate and on the entrepreneurship world. Today, we're gonna chat about human assets, and later on, 5 tips that help you get better at dispositions. Sam Lessin's big idea is to allow talented young thinkers to exchange traditional debt for freedom.
I think it's a good idea, and I'm standby.
His VC firm, Slow Ventures, set aside $20 million to invest in creators. So the firm, joined by a few individual investors, is investing $1.7 million into one person. Well, one person's future. Marina Lesson. I don't even know if I said that right, but she's a YouTube creator. If you think Marina has to give 25% of her earnings to Slow Ventures, you're incredibly wrong. Try a little bit less. 15%? Nah. 10%? No. 5%. 5% of her creator earnings for 30 years in exchange for $1.7 million now.
Seriously? Seriously?
Now, what's Marina's take on this contract? She says in Silicon Valley, people are just betting on you to become the next unicorn. So let's dive into the deets. Slow Ventures and its fellow investors don't start taking back a percentage unless she's making good money. The investors only get a piece or a percentage of the money she earns as a creator. And if she decides to become a lawyer or flames out, she can take the $1.7 million with her in her pocket. Now, what do you think about that? Allowing young, talented people to get upfront financing and grow their careers. It raises a lot of questions. So, in my opinion, this is brilliant. Like, there was a crypto, like you could literally, as an influencer, like an influencer crypto, to where people could bet on you and they could buy your coin. It could be like Branton coin or Justin Bieber coin. Or I showed you this a long time ago.
It's my phone. It's like BitClout.
Yes, BitClout. So this concept, I remember seeing this like 4 months ago. I think me and you were talking about it, but like literally it's almost very similar. It's like betting on, you know, newer creators buying into their influence. So like, let's say they do a collaboration or a podcast, well, you can go buy it before they go blow up. Or maybe they're about to go on a hit TV series, or they got cast for some movie, or they're gonna be on the Joe Rogan podcast and they're gonna blow up after that. Like, you can literally throw your own dollars into different creators you think are gonna blow up over time and have a little slice of their fame, their fortune, or their clout. What if, like, for example, Charli D'Amelio in TikTok? Like, obviously she's working with different sponsors and big brands all over the world, but what if those brands said, hey, we're gonna give you $10 million and we just get 5% of your earnings, but now, like, over the next 20 years, where she's gonna be at. Or for example, Kim Kardashian. Can you imagine if someone like literally gave her $50 million for 5% and all the freaking money that she's generated from all the different things she's done all throughout her career and the TV shows and everything? Dude, this is gonna become big. If you're new here, I'm a local real estate investor here in Kansas City, but we're also doing deals nationwide, so don't worry. If you have a deal, we'd love to help you move it. I own multiple companies. One of them is called Investor Plus. Put that logo there. And we do 10 to 15 deals a month across the nation, working with plenty of different acquisitions wholesalers. We also do our own marketing. We network with other wholesale companies that are doing, 7 figures, even sometimes 7 figures a month in revenue. So we're obviously trying to get there, but we're gonna break 7 figures this year, which is very exciting.
The more you hustle, the more you put your team in a position to win.
But anyways, I want to help you on your real estate journey, and if this content's valuable to you and you want to learn some more, just stay tuned. I'm going to give you 5 tips to help you dispo your deals. So what is dispositions? So dispositions, simply put, is you have a deal under contract and now you're trying to find an investor to buy your deal. It's simple. You have acquisitions, which is acquiring properties, and then dispositions, which is selling and moving the properties. So why is dispositions essential to you and me as real estate investors? Honestly, over the last 5 years, it's really changed the industry to be more dispositions heavy than it is to be acquisitions heavy. Some people know Keegley, and they're just dispositions heavy, and there's other billion-dollar wholesale companies that focus on just finding ways to move deals for realtors, investors, burdened homeowners. It can't be understated how important it is. So here's 5 quick tips for moving your deals and vetting your buyers. Whether you're a complete rookie or a veteran, this could save your butt. I would personally call investors in the morning. That's what I would like to start doing, more prevalently in my company. Like, hey guys, we need to start talking to investors at the very beginning of the day before they get bogged down. So that's number 1. 2, listen to your title companies, not to the sellers. If the title company says something needs to get removed from the title and the seller says no, it doesn't, well, cool beans. Like, title companies have been doing this for a long time. They understand what they're doing. Sometimes sellers think they know it all because maybe they're an attorney, or maybe their uncle's an attorney, or maybe they watched a YouTube video. Hopefully if they watched this YouTube video, they would know to listen to title companies. Number 3, eliminate daisy chaining. Now, that's a very industry specific term. Daisy chaining is where you have a property under contract and then someone else gets that property under contract right after you, so they show up as the buyer. Then someone else behind them gets a property under contract, they show up as the buyer. And then same thing over and over again. So you have 5 people supposed to buy it, but then really no one ends up buying it. You want to make sure you vet your buyers. And if someone is going to bring a buyer to the table, they should just say, hey, I got a buyer for this deal. Instead, oh, hey, well, no, I'm the buyer. Just be honest. It's going to go way more farther than you could ever imagine if you're just direct with people. Number 4, research before dialing. You want to kind of get a feel for the investor or the wholesaler or whoever you're working with. Just dude, look them up on Facebook real quick. Look them up on LinkedIn. I know you can't always do that. You might be trying to pump through 100, 200 numbers in a couple hours. You can't always do that. But if you narrow down your buyers to like 10 or 15, it doesn't hurt just to get a little bit of feel for who they are before you call them. Maybe they're like a Bears fan. And you're like, oh, go through and you're like, hey, you know what, actually I just was happened to be on LinkedIn, looked you up, and you're a Bears fan, that's crazy. I'm a Chiefs fan and we're way better. But anyways, do a little research if you can. Now the 5th and the most important one, which I've referenced to here already, is gonna be communication and transparency. Just be transparent. Communicate every aspect of what's wrong with the deal so investors can make the best purchasing decision possible. End of story. One more bonus point to keep in mind. In real estate, there's something I like to term as the rich uncle. You want to determine who really the rich uncle is, and let me break that down. So a rich uncle is a person that has a rich uncle or a business partner that actually has the cash. However, they're still like in an LLC, they both have maybe 50-50 partnership or something, and they're the ones out there slinging the deals, doing the operations, but they have a rich uncle that funds the deal, but also can shoot it down. Now that's the most important thing, is like you need to understand, like, okay, hey, if someone says, okay, I'm closing cash, have them send their LLC docs right away so that you can really know if they're closing cash or if they got to go to the rich uncle first. Either way, rich uncle, no rich uncle, just make sure you get as much information as possibly can, decide who you dispo your deals to. So I got a little bit more of a bonus for you. So if you want to actually just watch me talking with JV wholesalers or other buyers, building rapport and just see what it's like, just having those casual conversations, but also making sure you're tactfully asking the right questions, I'm gonna put a clip in here of me talking with some JV wholesalers. Either way, thank you so much for watching. Do me a favor, head over to my channel to browse around, check out some other videos and some other topics I have. If you like this video, leave me a like. If you have any other topics you'd like me to talk about, leave a comment. I'm Branson, I'm an everyday real estate investor that you can be just like a couple years from now. So keep watching the content and stay tuned. Hey, this is Branson Schreiner. You've been talking with Stanley about this deal. Yeah.
On Thursday?
Yes, sir. That's exactly right. Thursday, 10 a.m. Well, I'm the owner of the company. I just want to touch base with you and just kind of honestly just give you a quick call. I know we're all busy, and honestly just hear more about what areas do you like to buy in, so we can think of you first before we blast out deals.
I mean, mostly north is where I sit to buy.
Hey, if you got your, the riches are in the niches is what I say. I prefer to do a little bit more advertising spend more on the Kansas side, but we run, campaigns from all over Missouri. Your typical stuff, we got a little bit of secret sauce on how we do things, but I, look forward to having you there at 10 a.m. on Thursday. This property was acquired and the contract was signed, but then the sellers wanted to have a realtor. So if you see something on the MLS, like with this property, we got under contract before them, the realtor.
Under an exclusive with the agent?
Yes.
How's that gonna work? I guess not my fault for yours, I guess.
Oh no, that's there's a problem, there's a solution. So yeah, essentially we're just going to double close the contract. So we're on the purchasing side right now, and then we will turn around the same day and sell it to you. The gentleman that I work with has been doing it for 35 years, and we've done probably over 60 transactions with him in the last 9 months. This is a unique situation. That's why I wanted to disclose it before you go there, because then the agent might be there and be like, why is there an agent? It's just the more information, the more transparency, the more comfortable everyone feels, right? So that was a great conversation. Obviously, I mean, it went really well. He seems like a relaxed, cool guy. He said, hey, cash is in the bank, ready to go. So he doesn't have a capital partner or a hard money person. He may have a capital partner. A lot of times, investors, all money's in the bank. They might have like a rich uncle. I always call him a rich uncle, but they might have a business partner that has all the cash, but they run all the day to day.
Okay.
So, but he's a good buyer. He's a good buyer. Like, he's one of those people in the north area. We want to keep him on the VIP, like an hour early blast out. Like, even that warm conversation I already had with him, we were just kind of throwing some one-liners back and forth and getting to know each other. Like, that goes a long way in this industry. Transparency and over-communication is massive. So that's what makes me want to reach out to people, is making sure you're transparent, you explain everything that you possibly know about the situation, because at the end of the day, these investors are buying these properties as is. I'm not signing a seller's disclosure. So if I'm going to be doing, 24 deals with them every year, or even a dozen deals with them, and I didn't find something that I could have found from just basic underwriting, it doesn't help the investor succeed. When the investors succeed, I succeed.